What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. It's been way too long since we've had the Bushwhacker out for you. It's here, it's cleaned. Well, it had one firing through it, so it's a little bit dirty, but for the most part, it's clean and it's ready to go. We have an awesome assortment of ammunition that I just received recently from T2. There are so many different types of ammo in here, I don't even know what to do with them. But I thought for 2 seconds and I figured, hey dummy, just do an ammo test series with them. So that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna get too extensive with it because I don't have like 5 or 6 or 10 rounds of each one of them. But I have a few or a couple of each round that is gonna give us enough to do at least gel testing and one for an air. Eventually I'm gonna figure out which round I wanna keep a good pile of for this gun, but for now, there's just too many choices in the candy store. So here's a bunch of cool stuff we have to choose from now. We have different grain weights of Bengal bullets. We have some CEB bullets in here, different styles. I think there's some Barnes bullets down there maybe. There's some Lehigh Defense bullets, a couple different styles. Pretty awesome stuff. So for those of you who don't know what the 500 Bushwhacker is, it's a Magnum Research BFR that's been rechambered into the 500 Bushwhacker cartridge. The 500 Bushwhacker cartridge is an extended version of the 500 Magnum. It really puts a lot more oomph behind that 500 caliber or 50 caliber .500 pill. If you haven't already, you should check out some of the videos we have on this firearm. They're pretty cool. The videos for this test series should be really simple. We're gonna try to get one shot through the chronograph. Hopefully it behaves itself. We're gonna go into that gel. Depending on the projectile used, we're gonna have to vary our amount of ballistics gel that we put down. Today we have 3 20-inch blocks to make 60 inches of 10% clear ballistics. Hopefully that catches it. If not, we got a little bit of wood and some rubber mat behind that. The first ammo we're gonna use in the series is gonna be the CEB Raptor 340 grain. Solid copper, big old hollow point. It's got a unique crimp on it that I think is really cool, and that's what the head stamp looks like. T2 Armory 500 Bushwhacker. All right, I've remembered my ear pro today. I even have double ear pro in, and my eye pro. We're 15 feet off that block right now. Hopefully I can get this in one shot. This should be pretty cool. CEB going in. We actually broke the table that we keep our gel on. We have a velocity of 2153. So my chronograph, this Caldwell, picks up 2153. So there's a piece of our range, and it came all the way from over here. That did some damage to the range. This was already pulled apart a little bit here, but that just snapped the edge of that off. That's pretty gnarly. All right, the block's all wet still, but I don't want to smudge it, so I'm not going to try to dry it. You can see where that just basically punched a hole right in it. And then you can see some of the star burst effect right behind that entrance. That's pretty cool. Coming over to the side, you definitely see a star burst. That's really sweet. Now, one of these pedals, I'll just show you right here. Camera guy found that laying somewhere around the range when I was cleaning the block off. So that's where that pedal went that you see traveling up that way. There's another one. Those are at 7 inches where those basically busted out. That one almost came out of the block, and there's another one I think that came out on the other side. But a nice corkscrew wound channel. This permanent wound cavity, it goes down to a nice piercing wound cavity. Still has disruption all the way past that 20 inches of the first block. But I mean, a total explosion at the beginning and an awesome corkscrew all the way down, the piercing effect, and then there's where it rests, right at about 40 inches. I'm gonna say 40 inches, it's not out of the block, but trust me, it's touching the edge. Let's look from the top down. All right, from the top down, you see that explosion effect right there, and then that's where a piece of copper actually came out, hit that cardboard, and that's where all that damage was. So this block did some jiggling and moving around pretty good right there. The corkscrew effect comes all the way down. The piercing motion all the way down to the end. It's hard to see, but there is where it is. It's landed right at the end. It's at 40 inches. Trust me, it's there. It just didn't poke right out the end. Let's get it out and take a look. And that's what we end up with. We have these pedals. You can see that this, I hope you can see it in the lighting, there are little grooves cut into the head of this bullet. So that makes it able to fragment, and it sure did fragment. We see one of those fragments right here. The other ones are either gone or in the block, but It looks like we had 1, 2, 3, I think 4 separate petals came off of that thing. Pretty gnarly, pretty nasty. You'll have the grain weight in the corner. It didn't really expand a whole lot. It kind of widened out here a little bit at the top, but for the most part, still looks pretty good. Before and after, totally different. But even without measuring it, I can feel that this is a great retention of weight right here. So that's really interesting. That's a whole lot of power hitting that block. You can see it with your own eyes, and the numbers are there too. I think 40 inches with that kind of power, with that kind of penetration coming out of a hollow point solid copper, I think that's really awesome. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Bushwhacker and about that ammo specifically. Keep an eye out for a whole bunch more of this ammo testing. Hope you enjoyed this video, and until we see you at the next video, stay safe, have fun, and keep shooting. Definitely the Bushwhacker. And for those of you that stuck around to the very end, check this out. We do have the rifle version. It's here. And we have the ammo specifically for the rifle. It's here. You'll notice that there's some solid brass in here, not solid copper. That's meant for the rifle, not the pistol. We got a whole nother batch of testing to do with this and this. Stay tuned.